Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about the Cosmos, and not outer space, but the incredible Cosmos blockchain ecosystem and some of the reasons why it presents a life-changing opportunity for builders and investors in 2022 and beyond. If you're new to Cosmos, you'll walk away from this video with an understanding of what it is and why you need to pay attention to this ecosystem. Remember, if you like crypto and blockchain and learning all about it, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you know about all the content that I'm posting on the channel. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I'm a huge advocate for interoperability in the blockchain space, which is basically a bet that the future of crypto is going to be built on many blockchains, not just one or two. As a result, over the last several years, I've kept a really close eye on projects like Cosmos, whose sole focus is to create a highly programmable platform on which to build interoperable blockchain networks. Since its bona fide mainnet launch in 2021, Cosmos' ecosystem, often referred to as the Cosmos, has exploded with life, featuring wildly popular blockchain networks and applications like Terra, Osmosis, Secret Network, and more. At the heart of this network is the Cosmos Hub, which serves to interconnect the many different blockchains in the Cosmos through a hub and zone network topology and network structure. Cosmos implemented this model as a means by which to facilitate broad blockchain network interoperability with two defined network types, hubs and zones. In essence, hubs are the connective tissue that ensures secure, stateful communication between many different zones, which are heterogeneous blockchain networks or unique blockchain networks that communicate with each other through the hub network. Through the hub, two blockchain zones can communicate with one another freely. One zone could be a purpose-built blockchain protocol for privacy, like Secret Network, where you can build things with privacy by default. And then maybe that can communicate with another zone, like Terra, that has a thriving stablecoin platform that can be used as liquidity. Effectively, this means that a zone chain only has to connect to one or more hubs to connect to many different zones with the hubs as relays, right? So it's a mechanism for interoperability. As I mentioned earlier, the first major hub in the Cosmos network is the proof-of-stake Cosmos Hub, which serves to connect several zones in the network today. And this Cosmos Hub is where the native Atom cryptocurrency is used as an economic lever to facilitate the consensus mechanism and governance of the network. In short, governance on Cosmos is facilitated by staking the native Atom cryptocurrency by network participants who compete to be in the top 125 validators by stake. And these validators across the network are ultimately responsible for validating and minting blocks on the network, and non-validator users can delegate their Atom to validators for a share of the revenue for block-making duties and participation of governance. What this means altogether is that Cosmos is a hotbed for development right now, because blockchains that are built in the Cosmos are able to focus squarely on building for their target use case, building cool functionality, and accessing all the liquidity and symbiotic collaboration with other blockchains in the ecosystem by default. It's clear that the Cosmos Hub itself is critical to the interoperable nature of Cosmos. But the most important and powerful invention in the Cosmos ecosystem is undoubtedly the Interblockchain Communication Protocol, often referred to as IBC for short. IBC itself is simply a protocol for the exchange of data packets between blockchain networks, which can be used to facilitate cross-blockchain transactions and data exchange. This protocol is what allows the many blockchains in the Cosmos to freely exchange data and assets in a secure manner. The significance of IBC is in the fact that it presents a methodology for the many zones or blockchains in the Cosmos to interact with each other in a secure and direct manner. So liquidity can flow from DeFi ecosystem to DeFi ecosystem. NFTs can be exchanged freely across chains and even be used as collateral in DeFi. And all the many blockchains of Cosmos can share value and users. Soon, the Theta mainnet upgrade will take place on Cosmos, bringing new features, one such feature called Interchain accounts that will augment the existing IBC functionality with support for user accounts that span multiple blockchains on Cosmos using a host and controller model, eliminating one of the main user experience challenges in Cosmos today. So lots of work being done to make Cosmos better. In the beginning, the hub and zone model, IBC, and blockchains being built with the Cosmos SDK and Tendermint platform were theoretical. They were a work in progress. But now all these things are reality, and that can't be overstated. The tools that are available for builders to jump in and create new blockchain networks and projects are maturing rapidly. That core Cosmos SDK and Tendermint engine provides developers a framework to more quickly build the base layer for their blockchain and customize it for their unique needs on top. This means that faster time to build the repeatable pieces and more time to focus on the unique value prop of one's own project. So builders have an incredible opportunity to take the modular components available in the Cosmos SDK and the Tendermint stack and build wildly powerful purpose-built blockchain networks that are natively interoperable with others throughout the Cosmos. Everyday users and investors have the ability to learn and grow in one single ecosystem, but have access to a wide variety of blockchains and applications and tokens therein, with tons of opportunities for investment, education, and of course, the benefits of being early to a burgeoning ecosystem. In this way, a bet on Cosmos and the many projects within that ecosystem is a bet on the multi-chain future, which I think is a great bet personally. It's a huge bet for me. So this is a huge opportunity that's been evident in the launch of amazing projects like Terra, Osmosis, Secret Network, Archway, and more, which have brought significant interest and value to Cosmos already, with new projects coming to the scene almost every month, every week even. But don't just take my word for it. Cosmos YouTuber and friend of mine, Cryptocito, joined me to give his take on Cosmos and why it's a can't-miss opportunity for crypto investors, so you get a second opinion on this as well. So check it out.
Thanks, first of all, for having me back on here on your channel. It's a real honor. And yeah, I think I want to recap a little bit on the purpose of Cosmos. There's especially now a lot of confusion around it as more people learn about the ecosystem, on what Cosmos actually is, how it's architectured, what makes it so unique, and what are some of the DeFi opportunities as well as NFT opportunities in this ecosystem right now, right? So first of all, I want to clarify that Cosmos is not just one blockchain, right? Cosmos is an internet of interoperable sovereign blockchains, right? So the whole point is that you have a solid base layer of strong chains that all have, in the best case, obviously, strong product market fit, right? We've been seeing this with the Osmosis chain that went live. We've seen this with the Secret Network, with Terra, right? All these chains that gained real traction and adoption. Also now, more recently, the JUNO network, which implements Cosmos as a smart contract platform. So all these chains are gaining their own traction and are all independent to each other, right? There's no one chain that rules all of these chains, right? And that makes Cosmos so different to other ecosystems out there, right? For example, if you look at what Polkadot is trying to do, they're trying to achieve a similar thing like Cosmos. They just started on the very other end of the spectrum, right? They first started with this shared security model where the relay chain has kind of like this most highest security, and then you can lend this out to smaller chains through auctions, and then parachain winners, slot winners, they can benefit from the security of the relay chain, right? In Cosmos, they started on the other end by first building this sovereign internet of blockchains, which I think might have been the harder part to start with, but they achieved it, right? They gained solid traction, strong adoption as well. We can look into some numbers in a second, on-chain metrics, on-chain liquidity, and active addresses and users. But this has been really key to bootstrap and kind of like to prove the whole idea of Cosmos in the first place, right? Obviously have Atom and the Cosmos Hub as kind of like the grandfather and the parent chain of all other Cosmos chains, because a lot of liquidity, a lot of token holders, the community, a lot of technology was bootstrapped initially through the Cosmos Hub, which is the chain on which Atom is residing. But none of the other chains, neither Osmosis, nor Terra, nor Secret Network, nor JUNO, Stargaze, right? They don't depend on a technological layer on the Cosmos Hub. And that's what makes this whole ecosystem so unique, in my opinion. So you have something that's called IBC that I know most listeners are most likely familiar with already. But for those that are not, it's this kind of like TCP/IP standard for the blockchain economy, right? That individual sovereign blockchains can seamlessly connect and become compatible to each other. Then it's really up to the user interface how this experience is, right? And nowadays there's a couple of ways. You can do it through Emeris, you can do it through Osmosis. You can even do it through a chain or through the JunoSwap DEX. And it's really, really amazing to be able to transfer assets back and forth between sovereign blockchains. So that's the whole purpose of Cosmos in the first place. And now you've seen big ecosystems building on top of that, right? So the first one I obviously want to point out is Osmosis, right? Osmosis is an AMM, an automated market maker, or a decentralized exchange that is running on its own chain. So they have their own token called OSMO, which is a staking token that secures the OSMO chain, but it's also a governance token that helps implement changes to the network that improve the protocol. And the Osmosis governance is incredibly active. Sometimes there are controversial proposals. Sometimes there's proposals to fund conferences like the one we did in Lisbon last year. Just to fund different initiatives from the community, right? So it's a very seamless experience here. Obviously, you have trade opportunities. You have different pools here with different APRs that you can play around with, right? Obviously, the Atom Osmo pool has the thickest and deepest liquidity out there and still has 73% APR. I remember the days when these were 3, even 4 digits in the very first week when it launched. But yeah, there's also some pools where external incentives are mixed and matched by the other pair in the protocol. For example, here in JUNO, right, you have also external JUNO incentives for providing JUNO Atom liquidity here in Osmosis, where you can then also leverage your APRs. There's a long list of assets that you can trade here on Osmosis, right? All the ones. We also have our first meme token now with the Chihuahua chain that is also its sovereign blockchain. You have Akash, which is there for computing. You have Region Network that is more in this kind of like sustainability and ecological narrative and niche and industry. Sentinel for decentralized VPNs, right? You have Bitsong in the music industry. You have IXO and many other chains here and protocols and coins that you can trade, right? Umi, Gravity Bridge, probably the most recent ones that just launched. So there's a long list of assets. If you click on stats, you can also see some of the numbers here, right? In terms of liquidity, we're steadily above $1.3 billion now in liquidity, which is absolutely amazing. You can see the deepest pools here. So in my opinion, Osmosis is still the best kept DeFi secret out there. Great opportunities. It's been a wild journey since they launched, but here we are. Another DEX in the ecosystem that I want to point out is JunoSwap. They also just launched on top of the JUNO chain. JUNO network, as I said, is a Cosmos implemented smart contract platform that is entirely community driven. There's no VCs, no pre-mine, same to what Osmosis is. And it's very, very community centric. And actually a lot of like core Cosmos developers such as Jack Zampolin or Dimi from Stakefish or Wolf Contract, right, or from SG1, Jake Hartel, they've been working on this, and now the community has grown a lot. They have a bunch of users, and the whole JUNO network ecosystem is right now being built, right, and a lot of things are coming out. With, for example, the Passage 3D marketplace that is launching by the Strange Clan team, and then you have JUNO Mint, you have the JunoSwap, which is the DEX that I'm on right now. So a lot of things happening on the JUNO network ecosystem as well. And you can also easily do IBC transfers here by just clicking on deposit under the transfers tab, and then you can play around with it and get a feeling for it, which I think makes a lot of sense. JunoSwap, they're also going to launch their own token, which is airdropped to JUNO stakers and holders. That will be the incentive to also enable APRs and farming on the JunoSwap DEX. So it always makes sense to play around with these things early on. And you can also see here a list of assets that's already being traded here. You can also provide liquidity, you can swap, you can trade, and also take these coins and then potentially deploy different strategies where you could stake your rewards, for example, or all these kind of things, right, that you can then determine on an individual basis. Another platform that I'm also excited about to see come to full life is Emeris.com. It's basically a front end or a dashboard that aggregates all of the different DEXs and gives access to all these different dApps within the Cosmos ecosystem so that you don't have to figure out and stay up to date individually on a per project basis. Instead, you get yourself familiar with Emeris.com, and then you can get access to these apps in the future through Emeris, right? It will also aggregate all the wallets, and there will also be an airdrop checker, because that's one of the hottest things in Cosmos right now, obviously, all these airdrops. So you can see and also see if you're eligible and maybe directly even claim through Emeris in the future. Emeris is developed by the Tendermint team. They just rebranded actually to Ignite. So they're shifting their focus a little bit to focus more on developing the ecosystem. And then the Interchain Foundation is there to focus on marketing of the Cosmos Hub, right, which is the main chain that kind of like bootstrapped it all, right? So yeah, this is Emeris, JunoSwap DEX, and Osmosis are some of the applications I'm mostly excited about. You obviously also have Umi, which is a lending protocol that just went live. You have Gravity Bridge that is also going to be implemented natively within Osmosis so that you can bridge Ethereum assets in and out. You have a similar thing on Sif Chain, even though they have a different execution, they have a different branding and all these kind of things. But yeah, the ecosystem overall is incredibly exciting. And also, if we look at NFTs, for example, there's great things that are in the works and that are coming. One project that I want to point out in the NFT space is Stargaze. They are also an NFT launchpad and a marketplace, and well, running on Tendermint, being IBC enabled. They had a very, very fair launch, and also an airdrop that you might be able to claim if you were holding Atom or Osmo. And yeah, you can check that for yourself. It's already claimable, it's already tradable, extreme deep liquidity on decentralized exchanges. So Stargaze is one to check out. And also Omniflix, they also just launched their mainnet. So NFT front, gaming front, a lot of things that are happening in Cosmos, and I'm very, very excited to see this. One side that every cosmonaut or everyone that wants to learn more about Cosmos should get familiar with is mapofzones.com. It's an amazing visualization of the current state of the Internet of Blockchains of the Cosmos ecosystem. You currently see there's 38 chains that are connected here and listed, many more in the works. And you can also evaluate statistics over the 24 hours, 7-day, or even the 30-day time span, sorted, for example, by monthly active users. And you can quickly see that there's a lot of activity here, right? Osmosis is just a 3x away or 3.5x away from achieving 1 million active users or active addresses as defined by Map of Zones here over on a monthly basis, right? Terra 185,000, the Cosmos Hub 180,000, right? Juno coming in with almost 90,000. Axelar also just launched 30,000. So many things that are happening here. There's a lot of things that are coming on the Cosmos Hub as kind of like this interchain service provider to serve to all these other chains within the ecosystem, right? So interchain security is one thing that I'm extremely, extremely excited about. It gives the ability for the Cosmos Hub and its market capitalization of $7.3 billion to become a security source for a smaller or even for existing chains, right? So in Polkadot, there's a bidding auction, there's a bidding process with auctions, right? Where you have to buy and lock up DOT. In Cosmos, it's going to be a bit different. The Cosmos Hub will have on-chain governance proposals where potential consumer chains basically have to pitch themselves on why they want to become to peg to the security of the Cosmos Hub, and then the community or basically the Atom holders and Atom stakers then decide if this consumer chain should, if this potential consumer chain. So there's a lot of exciting things to come on the Cosmos Hub, which is the chain on which Atom is residing. I think in the longer run, the Cosmos Hub could be well positioned to become kind of like this heart of the interchain without having to enforce dependencies, but rather to serve all the other chains within the ecosystem, right? So one thing, for example, could be interchain security, which gives the ability to the Cosmos Hub to lend out security to other smaller, new, or even existing chains, right? So in Polkadot, for example, parachains pegged to the security of the relay chain through an auction process, right? So there's a bidding process, and then winners get to enjoy the security of the relay chain. In Cosmos, it's going to be very different because Atom holders eventually, through governance, decide whether they want this new chain to pack to the security of the Cosmos hub, right? So it will be done through on-chain governance, and then this so-called consumer chain, which is kind of like the equivalent to a parachain in Polkadot, then enjoys the security of the Cosmos hub, and then the entire validator set of Cosmos on the Cosmos hub also verifies blocks and secures the chain of the consumer chains, which there could be many of, which also means that Atom stakers would not only earn Atom rewards, but also rewards of the consuming chains that are pegged to it, right? So that would mean technically, if there were 10 consumer chains pegged to the Cosmos hub, you would earn 11 coins, 11 times staking rewards, right? And that's absolutely crazy to think about in terms of utility for the Atom that it's going to bring. But that's just one example, right? Atom is also well positioned to kind of like become or maintain that role as the base currency within the Cosmos ecosystem, and to serve as a kind of like public good for other chains, right? To price things in Atom, to process transactions, routing through the Cosmos hub, maybe even IBC traffic, right? Where you can pay a little fee and then you can enjoy the IBC channels and connections that the Cosmos hub has instead of having to set them up on your own, right? There's so many things. It obviously gets very deep. Every Wednesday, actually, on the Cosmos Hub Twitter account, we are talking about these things together with Billy Rennekamp, who is the lead on the Cosmos Hub from the Interchain Foundation. But yeah, so extremely bullish on the entire ecosystem, extremely bullish on Atom. And yeah, I think also for everyone who's listening now and they got their coins, their Atoms or whatever on centralized exchanges, make sure you get them off there, hold them self-custody, because there's a lot of things that are coming, a bunch of airdrops, a bunch of things that you don't want to miss out. And also you want to maximize your yields, right? So yeah, that's a quick update on my side. And yeah, if there's any more follow-ups, then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter at Cryptocito, and ask me questions if you want. I'm always ready to talk about Cosmos. So yeah, thanks again for having me on.
So I want to thank Cryptocito for coming on to the channel and talking about Cosmos. It's always a pleasure to have him on the show. Thank you for watching. And if you want to learn more about other cryptocurrency projects, check out this playlist right here on the screen. Really appreciate you sticking around and watching more videos. Thank you so much. And until next time, cheers.